Welcome back to Algebra Videos. Looks like we have a fun equation here. We're going to try to solve for x. And this is a problem with parentheses in it. See, we've got a little parenthesis here, and we've got a little parenthesis there. Other than that, it's a simple equation like we've been solving. They call these linear equations, and I say don't worry about those names. They're just there to scare you. And that's why we have the shark and the dinosaur. Just to remind you that those big scary words are just big scary words. And they really don't matter at all. You don't need to learn them or do anything with them. All we need to do is work the little problems. And that's what I'm going to show you how to do. First thing we do when we have parentheses is we simplify everything that's inside the parentheses. That's just the order of operations, the order that you do things in math. So parentheses are going to come before multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. In this case, inside the parentheses, we have x plus 1. And there's really nothing else to simplify there. There's no other x terms. There's just one x term. There's a 1 in there. You can't simplify that. So in this case, there's nothing to simplify inside the parentheses. So the next thing I'm going to do is multiply through. So I'm going to multiply this 2 all the way through all these things inside the parentheses. So here we go. I'm going to multiply through. So 2 times x is 2x plus 2 times 1 is 2. So that was it. We multiplied through, and that was really the hard part. The show's over. The rest of it is kind of downhill here. I'm going to just rewrite everything else the same. So this plus 6, I'm just going to rewrite that. That's this plus 6 right up here. And that equals, on the right side, 16. I'm just rewriting the 16 right here. So, is there anything we can simplify? That's a question I'm always asking myself. 2x plus 2 plus 6. On the left side, there's only one term with an x in it, so there's nothing to simplify there. But this 2x plus 6, the 2 plus 6, that can be rewritten as just 8, right? So let me bring down the 2x. No change. Plus 2 plus 6 is 8. So we simplified this term, the plus 2 plus 6, into just 8. And that equals, on the right side, 16. So 2x plus 8 equals 16. Now we want to keep working to keep isolating x, so the next thing I'm going to do is try to get rid of that 8. So all I'm going to do now is subtract 8 from both sides. So if I subtract 8 from the left side, plus 8 minus 8, this whole term is going to go to 0. But anytime I do something to the left side, I need to do it to the right side, right? So since I subtracted 8 from the left side, I better go over here and subtract 8 from the right side. So of course the color doesn't matter. I'm just doing both sides in green so you see what I'm doing. And now let's just simplify the left side. I'm just going to rewrite the 2x. And nothing changed there. I'm just rewriting this 2x right here. And then plus 8 minus 8. Well, that's 0, right? 8 minus 8 is 0. So that whole term simplifies to 0. So now that left side is just 2x plus 0. And that equals, on the right side, 16 minus 8 is 8. So 2x plus 0 equals 8. So simplifying again, 2x. And we can just leave off this plus 0, right? We don't need that. and we'll just say 2x equals, and on the right side we have 8, right? So I'm going to write that down here. 2x equals 8. Now we just have to get rid of the 2. So I can do anything I want. So what I'm going to choose to do is to divide both sides of this equation by the number 2. And you'll say, why did I do that? And the reason is that I know that this term right here of 2 divided by 2, right here, the one I'm circling, it simplifies to just 1. So 2 divided by 2, just like anything divided by the same thing, is 1. And then this x is unchanged, so I'm going to bring it down and just rewrite it. So 2x divided by 2 simplifies to just 1x. And that's really just x, right? You don't need to say 1x. And that equals, on the right side, this term right here. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 1x equals 4, or just to say it simply, x equals 4. And I'm going to put a rectangle around that just to show that that is our solution. And that is the answer. That's really all we have to do on your quiz or your test or your homework or whatever the case may be. But if we want to make sure we got the right answer, even before we turn in our test, we want to plug this 4 back into the original equation wherever there's an x. So let me rewrite the original equation out here on the right side. There it is. And so we want to take this 4, and wherever there's an x in the original equation, we want to plug in the number 4 and see if the equation holds true. So in this case, there's only one x, which is nice. So I'm going to just rewrite this equation, and I'll be plugging in the number 4 for x. So here we go. There's a 2, and then there's the parenthesis. And then instead of x, I'm going to plug in our number of 4. So 4, plugging in for x, plus 1 plus 6 equals 16. All right, so order of operations, we do what's inside the parentheses first, right? So inside the parentheses, we have a 4 plus 1. So that simplifies to a 5. 4 plus 1 is 5. And I'll leave the parentheses here just for this one step. Right? 4 plus 1 simplifies to 5. And then the 2 is still there, so I'm going to bring down the 2. And then that's plus 6, no change, right? Equals 16. Now going back to the left side and simplifying. 2 times 5, because you have 5 in the parentheses, right? So 2 times 5 is 10, plus 6 equals 16. And simplifying one more time, 10 plus 6, that's 16 on the left side. And that equals, on the right side, we'll just bring down the 16. So we've got two numbers that equal each other. 16 equals 16. Now it doesn't matter exactly what they are. They could be 2 and 2, 10 and 10, 12 and 12, 4 and 4. Doesn't matter. What matters is that we plugged in our solution of x equals 4 into the original equation, and the equation held true. We got two numbers that equal each other. So that means our check worked, and the solution of x equals 4 is correct. And so I'm going to give us an A+.
Thumbs up and subscribe. For more videos like this, check out algebravideos.com.